I have talked about this on another episode. I think during the Kill Bill episode. One of our
Metal
favorite
Gear?
Metal Gear. Didn't it feel like a
Yeah,
Metal Gear
it did.
mission?
Yes, I wanted to talk about that. I was randomly scrolling through TikTok and there was a video of James Cameron like defending her casting because I think some people were upset, and I kind of agree in a sense. I mean, she's playing like how old is Kiri? It's a younger.
I think she's about 14 or so, like a young teenager.
So obviously, I think she's a fantastic, one of the all-time great actors, right?
Yeah.
But why couldn't they just get a 14-year-old to play this character? Why couldn't she play a different character? Like maybe play a character in the other tribe.
Welcome back to Hate to See It with Mike and Sid, the talk show where we bring you a new movie review each week. How are you doing this week, Sid?
It's birthday week. I'm doing excellent.
Oh, that's right. It's the big 4-1 for you, right?
42. Really
40,
looking
42,
41.
41. Nice. You got any plans?
Yeah, some dinners and cool stuff. We'll see. I don't want to share too much information. One of our viewers was saying I was practically disclosing a lot in our first episode. So I
Really?
gotta be, yeah, apparently. They
Okay.
thought I was going to be doxxed. So I don't want to be doxxed. Is that the word? I think it is.
Yeah.
So no doxing for me.
All right,
But
I
I
guess.
but what I'm excited about this week for my birthday though is seeing the movie which we'll review next week, Marty Supreme. So I'm really excited to see that on New Year's Eve, not New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
eve.
I'm seeing it after Christmas. I'm seeing it on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Nice.
Um, I don't want to get too much into this, but I did want to let everyone know. Last week we reviewed Wake Up Dead Man. I watched it again after we reviewed it, and I'm thinking I might have gotten it wrong, my review. I,
Wow.
I liked it a lot better the second time. Uh, I think my criticisms still stand, but I think I was emphasizing that too much and not putting enough focus on what is really good about the movie. Plus, I think the movie is worth a rewatch because you pick up on so many things the second time through. All that being said, I'm sticking with my original review because I think there's something worth uh, having sticking to your original first impression of a movie. That doesn't mean, our opinions can't change, but that was my first impression of the movie, so I'm sticking with it.
Well, I'm glad to hear your new thoughts after seeing it for a second time.
All right, Sid. So this week we're going to be talking about Avatar: Fire and Ash, the third movie in the Avatar series. Uh, and before we get into our review, how about we do our weekly snacks segment?
There you go. I'm thankful you said it because usually I would say our weekly snack section. So segment is the word. So this week, or whenever the hell I saw it, I can't remember. I think it was last week when I saw this movie, but I finally claimed my birthday AMC gift. I know I talked about having some troubles with it earlier, but I got the very large popcorn and the large soda. I claimed it because I figured it's a 3 hour plus movie, right? So
Hmm.
if you're going to have a large popcorn, might as well see a long movie. So I was happy to claim it. But I got to tell you, Mike, the large popcorn is huge,
It's humongous.
right? It's kind of too big. They should call it like popcorn for two instead of large. They should make an, in my opinion, they should make a different size for large because I kind of felt like a fat ass getting that huge bucket by myself. I kept walking around. I'm like, no, 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 it's my birthday present. I had to take it. I had to take it. Um, so I don't know. I think they're wasting a lot for solo people that go to the theater and they get that large. I think the regular just fine.
It is just fine. I think it really is intended for more than one person. One time a while ago when I went and got the large popcorn, they offered me a tray, a cardboard tray, so you could share it with someone. So now, whenever I go with other people, not just myself, I always request the tray. They give it to me, no problem. So it makes it
Hmm.
much easier to share. I was
That's a good
thinking,
tip.
yeah, yeah. Pro tip. Shout out to AMC for that because you think some places might give you a hard time about that. Because they might say, well, you got to buy another popcorn if you're gonna do that. But no, they give it to you, no problem. I was thinking on the same wavelength as you. I got my Coke Zero, my favorite soda, and I got a big bucket of popcorn. I was thinking, hey, this is a long movie. Let's
The
get some.
regular or large?
I got the large. I
Nice.
got the regular. I upgraded it to large as a Stubbs Premier member, and I didn't have my birthday gift, obviously, because it's not my birthday, but I did have $10 in rewards points saved up, so I was able to get the popcorn for free.
Nice. So we
Yep.
both got some free popcorn this week
Yep.
or last week, whenever we saw the movie.
So I mean that's the tried and true, the soda and a popcorn. But sometimes there's good reason for that. It's you don't need to get too creative. We don't necessarily need to try every flavor of Mike and Ike to have
Do
an enjoyable snack at the movies.
you think you'll sign up for that popcorn pass? Have you given that any thought?
I don't think so. Yeah, at least not for now. Because I was
Uh,
mentioning, I'm trying to be a little bit more health conscious,
yes.
and it's the new year, so I'm gonna have some
Not
health
yet. Almost.
almost, but I would get it next year. So there's gonna be some New Year's resolutions that I make in that regard. So I'll
Ugh.
hold off on that for now.
I hate New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, you never stick to them, right?
Nope. You truly hate to see it. So let's
All
talk about
right.
trailers next.
Yeah, let's do it. Um, any trailers that you want to kick off with?
Sure. I mean, let's talk about the main teaser. And it's
Okay, you
kind
want
of
to go
fun.
right to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right to it because
All
it's
right,
kind
I
of
got to talk
interesting.
about my experience,
I
but you go
know.
you go ahead.
Well, no, talk about your experience, and then I'm gonna tie it all together.
Well, so I got there early, and watched all the trailers. We've been over this. It's so long these days, but I do like watching the trailers. Plus, it gives us something to talk about on the show.
Very
And
true.
and get to the end, and there's that AMC ad that they do where there's a guy driving in a car, and it's telling people to go get your soda, go get your popcorn. It's an advertisement for concessions. And
Yep.
then right after that, they have the Nicole Kidman infamous segment, which everybody loves. And then that's usually the last thing, as far as I'm aware. And then the movie starts after that, right?
Very true.
So I texted you, and I had heard that some people didn't get this teaser that we're about to talk about. So I thought I was one of those people that wasn't going to get it. And what I was thinking was, because I was on a Dolby 3D screen, so I was thinking,
Mm.
oh, this maybe the trailer's not in 3D, so maybe I'm just not going to get it. And I texted you, I was like, oh, I got fucking screwed. I didn't get the teaser. Then you said, just wait.
It's funny. The reason I said just wait because I had the same exact experience
Hmm.
because I knew they're gonna have the and what's this damn movie called? Not Endgame. Marvel what? What's the damn name, Mike?
Avengers?
Yeah, but what's the tagline?
Doomsday?
Doomsday. Yes, there we go. I knew we were going to see a teaser for Doomsday, right? So
Hmm.
same thing like you. I'm waiting. I see all these damn trailers. But what happened was they showed another. So they go to commercial, like this, the commercial you're talking about. They come back and then they have another trailer. And I think it
Oh.
was the Moana trailer.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, actually.
So they had the Moana trailer, but when they had the commercial, and then I saw another trailer coming, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be Doomsday. So I'm pumped, I'm ready. But then it's Moana, and then I'm like, what the hell? And then Nicole Kidman comes up. I'm like, shit, they're not gonna show it. And then they showed it. So when you texted me and I said, just wait, I had gone through that experience, and I knew you're gonna go through something similar. So they did the same thing with me. I imagine they did the same thing with a lot of other people. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like this. If you're gonna make us watch all these trailers, just give them all at once. I don't need a commercial and then Nicole Kidman and then another trailer. It's a little too much for me.
Well, I think their thinking was they know people come to the movies late. So
Mm,
they wanted to put it at
look
the
at you.
very end of it to make sure people saw it.
Okay.
And there were
Yeah,
people that were excited because it was spoiled. We're talking about, yeah, we're talking about the Avengers Doomsday teaser. It was spoiled. It was leaked the week before. But it seemed like, I mean, people were cheering for it, so people were excited for it.
but really the trailer. I mean, we can give a spoiler, right? Spoiler warning. So it's a return of Captain America.
Yeah, Chris Evans is back.
And what are your thoughts on that, Mike? Like, I figured he'd come back, but did you like that they spoiled it already? Because they kind of like try to trick you for a good year now. I mean, quite a while that he's not returning. I mean, Chris Evans has even said he's not returning, and he's jealous of his friends right now that are filming the movie. And then for them to kind of spoil it in this teaser, I don't know. If you're gonna make us wait, I wish they could have made us wait longer, in my opinion.
Maybe. I think it probably would have leaked anyway, though. So I think they wanted to probably just get out in front of it. And these movies have really not been doing great at the box office lately. So they probably wanted to get it out there, get the word out that, the original cast is back.
Even though they did a whole new Captain America thing. Now he's back. I don't know. Hopefully
Yeah.
the payoff is good.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors about like what the story is going to be in terms of how they explain him coming back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't really want to get into that.
No,
We'll have plenty of time to talk about that. What did you think of the teaser though overall?
it is what it is.
Yeah,
I
there's not
mean,
much to it.
no, there's not much to it.
Yeah, I
It just
mean,
basically to show that he's back.
yeah, and he has a baby.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
And then I know I talked about Moana. I assume we want to talk about that trailer as well, really quick.
Talk about it briefly, just because it's the live action Moana. It looks good. I mean, there are frames in this teaser that look like it's from the first Moana movie because most of it is animated. So it's like I don't know why they're making this. Well, they're making the movie because the original was very popular, made a lot of money. So they're going to capitalize on that with the live action remake, and the sequel did very well too. This one, well, the original Moana, since you liked Zootopia too so much, the original is one that it should be on your list at some point. I don't know if it's the next animated movie you should watch. It's very good.
What,
Uh,
Moana?
Moana, the original
I've actually
Moana.
seen it. I
Oh,
saw it in yeah, I saw it in Hawaii.
okay, I was going to ask you about, well, 'cause it's got The Rock in it, and The Rock is awesome in
Yep.
it.
I
And
have a Funko Pop of The Rock as whatever his character is.
do you remember that giant, I think it's a crab character underwater? It has this musical number that was David Bowie inspired.
No, really, I forget.
Yeah, very David. The song, like, it sounds very David Bowie inspired, and the character is too. So yeah, I was gonna suggest you watch the movie because I thought you would like that, but you've already seen it.
Yeah, went with the missus, got a B&B, and we watched Moana
Oh,
in Hawaii.
awesome,
Just because
cool.
it's kind of fitting. Any other
Uh,
trailers?
so there was the Spielberg new one, but I think you said you haven't seen that trailer, right?
I haven't. I only saw the first like 2 seconds when you sent me the clip on iMessage via text.
So yeah, I guess we'll discuss that at some point because you'll see that trailer at some point. The only thing I really other wanted to only wanted to briefly mention with trailers is I had 3D glasses, and they showed the Mario trailer again, and they showed the Mandalorian trailer again. The Mario trailer in 3D looked really good. It's a reminder because I have seen some animated movies in 3D but before. They usually do a really good job with the 3D in animated movies. I don't think I'll see it in 3D, but it's a decent option. I wouldn't necessarily say no to it. Mandalorian in 3D, on the other hand, didn't look so great. I'm sure it's post-production 3D. They didn't film that movie in 3D, so there's no reason to see that one in 3D. But it was interesting to see those back to back, so you could compare the different types of 3D that they're going to be available for these movies.
For sure. All right, so that's our trailer segment. Let's get into the movie.
Okay, Sid, you want to go first with your impressions?
Sure. So I forget when the second one came out, but obviously it's been a gap. I feel
Three
like it's been
years.
3 years.
Yeah,
So I didn't rewatch the second one,
me
but
either.
honestly, it felt like more of the same to me.
Hmm.
I wasn't overly thrilled. Maybe the big mistake I made was not seeing it in 3D. I know you were pushing me to go see it in 3Ds, so I didn't see that. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But the plot didn't seem that different than the second one, right? Like it didn't seem like the stakes were that high. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed like kind of the same thing again. I was kind of hoping for even greater stakes in this film. I mean, there were some cool sequences which we'll talk about, but overall, I wasn't overly thrilled with it. What were your initial thoughts?
I was blown away by this movie.
Wow.
I did see it in 3D on a Dolby screen. I saw James Cameron says that that is the way to see the movie. Dolby 3D specifically. I'm surprised he didn't say IMAX. It is the most amazing 3D I have ever seen. The last one I saw on a IMAX 3D, but it was one of those Limax screens. They call it IMAX, but it's really not that much bigger than a regular screen. And it was fine. Like I thought it was really impressive. This is the best 3D I've ever seen by far. What I've noticed in a lot of 3D movies, when you put on the glasses, the movie is like dimmer. It's not
Yeah,
as
I hate the
bright.
glasses.
This movie, I didn't have that problem at all with the 3D. It looked incredible. It's by far the best 3D I've ever seen.
That's good to know. That's one thing. Like, I wish they would upgrade the damn glasses.
So I think I've had these glasses before. I'm not sure. The glasses were really good. They were comfortable. One thing I really liked about these glasses is they have a really thick rim around the glasses, so it really cuts off your peripheral vision, so you can really only see the screen.
Mm.
So it makes it really immersive. It makes it almost like virtual reality.
But you would think, because he's so invested in this whole 3D thing, you would think he would come up or he would create his own 3D approved glasses that he would supply to theaters for the Avatar movies. Like that kind of feels like a miss to me. Like why not make something like make his own technology to really take advantage of it? But again, I didn't see it in 3D like you did. But that's because that's one of the reasons why I didn't see it in 3D because I've never really had a great experience watching 3D movies because of the glasses.
So I want to see it again. That's how much I liked it, and I want before I see it again, I do want to rewatch the second one because I feel like I would have appreciated it even more if the second one was fresh in my mind. I do agree with you. Some of the story beats were similar to the second one, particularly the ending. The battle is incredible at the end of the movie, but it did feel very similar to the ending battle in the second one.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean the second battle was great. The,
yeah.
the the battle in the second one, I really enjoyed that. That's why like I kind of wish this one was a little different.
It was similar. So I think that's a legitimate criticism. This movie, though, had a lot of growth with the characters. I was surprised how invested with certain characters I was. Spider, who's really the main human character in the movie. I've heard apparently he's a controversial character. I like him a lot. I found his whole story very interesting. He's kind of like the MacGuffin of the movie. He's driving the main plot forward. Um, And I like Weaver's character, Kiri, I think her name is.
Yeah, can we talk about her character a little bit before we get
Yeah,
into it?
yeah.
So
We're not going to go into spoilers though at this point,
no, no,
right?
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no spoilers yet. So I knew she was in the movie, but I
yeah.
forgot. So I knew, but I forgot. I always knew she was attached to the movie, but I forgot which character she voiced.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know till I think today actually. I was randomly scrolling through TikTok and there was a video of James Cameron like defending her casting because I think some people were upset, and I kind of agree in a sense. I mean, she's playing like how old is Kiri? It's a younger character.
I think she's about 14 or so, like a young teenager.
So obviously, I think she's a fantastic, one of the all-time great actors, right?
Yeah.
But why couldn't they just get a 14-year-old to play this character? Why couldn't she play a different character? Like maybe play a character in the other tribe. Like
Uh,
that's kind
it's probably, James Cameron's connection with Sigourney Weaver probably wanted to keep her in the franchise. And she was the the big name attached to the first one. She was the biggest movie star in
she
the first
was.
movie. Yeah, so I think that's probably why.
I mean, it is
And
why,
plus,
but
there's a logical reason behind the lore of the character. It's a clone of of Sigourney Weaver's character in the original movie. So I guess it makes sense to keep the
it,
same
it,
voice.
it does. But I don't know. I just felt like they could have just had a younger person portray this character.
Well, there's a particularly weird scene that I won't get into until the spoiler section that I think actually uh, goes with your point, your argument that they should have recast. I don't know if you know what I'm referencing, but I'll mention it in the spoiler section.
Sounds good. I'm trying to think of initial thoughts that I also had. Um, no, it just again to me, maybe I don't know. Do you think the 3D? Obviously, it did, but did you like it because of the 3D? And if you saw this movie without 3D, how would your opinion change? You think?
I don't think I would have liked it as much because the 3D makes the movie incredibly immersive. I mean, James Cameron has just created this unreal, like surreal world. I mean, the world building, I mean, his imagination, it's second to none. And the 3D glasses transport you into that world. It feels like a 3 hour virtual reality experience or like a theme park attraction more than it does a movie.
That's another thing I was kind of upset about. Like, I wanted to see it in 3D, even though I'm kind of against the whole 3D thing. But the issue was they only had one showing at 6 o'clock for Dolby 3D. You would think a movie that's, I mean, really important and connected to 3D that they would want to capitalize that, right? And have more 3D showings.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why they didn't.
And I went to a really new modern theater, so I was a little disappointed that the showings were very limited on that.
Was there another movie playing on Dolby last week? I mean, there's always something, but I wonder if, because you saw it on Thursday night, right?
Yes,
I wonder if some other movie still had like the rights to use the Dolby at that point in the week. I don't know.
it's
But
possible.
yeah, if you can, I would see it on Dolby 3D, especially since you have A-list and it's not going to cost you anything.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for you to say, but did you think the jump was big compared to the first, second, and third, or did they consistently increase?
In terms of like visual fidelity and
Yeah,
what. So it felt very much like the second movie. I mean, those two movies were filmed back to back.
that's true.
But like I said, I didn't see it on Dolby 3D, the second one. I saw this one, and it was a huge improvement.
Okay, good
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
So for our viewers that are thinking about seeing this, maybe go with Mike's approach, see it in Dolby 3D.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not too many of those theaters across the country. But if you have one near you, I think that's the way to see it.
Any initial thoughts you want to give, or should we go right into spoilers?
Just to add on to it, with the immersion, there were a number of scenes in the movie where it's in the first person perspective. Like you're seeing the movie through a character's eyes, and one scene in particular I want to talk about, and that was really cool seeing those scenes in 3D.
So which scene?
There's a scene that a lot of people have talked about in a tent with Quaritch and the leader of the Ash people tribe. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes. Are we saving it, or are we going to go
Well,
right into
why
it?
don't we get into the spoilers and we could talk about that.
Okay, spoilers. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to go over the whole plot, but there's
No,
like a few scenes I think we should talk about,
sure.
and that's definitely one of them.
Let's
Uh,
hear it.
in the movie, they introduce a new tribe of the Navi. Is that how you say it? The Navi or the Pandoran
I'm
people?
the last person to ask to pronounce something.
And these are called the Ash people, I believe. They're fire themed,
Yep,
and they're very hostile.
they are.
So they're along with Quaritch and the humans, they're the main enemy in this movie. And they're brutally violent. They have really cool weapons. The leader, whose character I just can never remember the name of that character. I tried to take note of a lot of the characters because they have exotic names and it can be confusing if we don't use the name. But that one in particular, I don't remember the name. She's a really cool character. I just thought she had a lot of presence every scene that she was
She
in.
did. The actress was on Game of Thrones,
I did
so
read that, yeah.
she had one of the biggest shocking deaths of that series.
Oh wow, okay. There's a lot of shocking deaths in that series.
Yeah, but this, I think it was the Red Wedding, Purple Wedding, some wedding. It was one of the famous, infamous
Oh, okay.
wedding.
All right. So yeah, Quaritch, who is played by Stephen Lang, he's been the main villain in all of the Avatar movies.
Yep.
He uh is trying to forge an alliance with these Ash Pandorans. and he goes into her tent and she like drugs him and like cuts his chest. It's very like erotic. I think the vibe is that's fair to say.
Oh yeah,
And
because cutting the chest can be really erotic.
and it's like a very like S&M kind
Sensual.
of vibe. And so like part of this is like from his perspective and like it's in 3D and he's all like drugged out. It was really cool. It was just visually very cool. It was a memorable scene.
Yeah, no, it was a good scene even without the 3D.
Any scenes that stick out to you in the movie?
Yeah, so my favorite scene was when they capture the main character and then his wife, also the other scientists are trying to save him. I thought the whole scene flying through like the human areas were fantastic. Because usually most of the scenes in this franchise is like very tropical. This was the complete opposite, right? So it was a change of scenery, in my opinion. I was really into that whole sequence of trying to help him escape, all the flying throughout. Even what's a human character that was helping him that you mentioned earlier? The little,
Spider?
yeah, even Spider was involved in that scene. But I think that was one of the scenes that really caught my attention. Like I was watching and just couldn't wait to see what was next. So in my opinion, that was my favorite scene, just because of the change of scenery compared to most of the rest of the movie.
Uh, I totally agree with you. That is one of the scenes I had jotted down. I jotted down a few scenes that I thought we should talk about, and that was one of them. Uh, I have talked about this on another episode. I think during the Kill Bill episode, one of our
Metal
favorite
Gear.
Metal Gear. Didn't it feel like a
Yeah,
Metal Gear
it did.
mission?
Yes, I wanted to talk about that.
Because the
That's
setting, it looks like Shadow Moses, right?
it
It looks
does.
it
Yep,
looks like where you fight Metal Gear Rex, and
it does.
she's sneaking in past like a ton of people. It's totally a
Yep.
Metal Gear mission. Then plus that human guy who's helping them out. He's in this big walking tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a Metal Gear.
It is. Yeah, no,
I'm glad you thought that. I'm glad you
yeah.
thought
The whole
that.
time I should have said it earlier, but the whole time I'm watching that scene, I was thinking Metal Gear.
It's like that's the closest we're ever going to probably get to a Metal Gear
I thought they're
movie.
making it right.
There's supposed to be like Oscar Isaac was supposed to be
Yeah,
playing Snake, but it's been in development hell, so who knows if it'll ever come out.
yeah. So I mean that, like you said, I think because you and I are huge Metal Gear fans, probably helped us really enjoy the scene.
It was really cool. It was well done. It was definitely one of the highlights of the movie. Um, Another scene I wanted to talk about was a very emotional scene, a very tense scene where uh, Sully is taking Spider into the woods and is going to kill him and has like a knife to his neck.
Yes.
Did you
Talk
think
about it.
it was pretty obvious he was not going to go through with it, but they built up the tension enough that it felt like maybe he could. So what's interesting about this in the movie is like Spider is like the purest character like in the movie. It's like everyone is trying to kill him, and he always like makes the right choice, even when people are betraying him. And so the Natiri, Sully's wife, hates him,
Yep.
just because he's human. And
She's the one that wanted to kill him first.
right, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the movie when he was suffocating, like the first time they established that
He couldn't breathe.
he couldn't breathe, and they were looking for like a backup. Uh,
Yep.
I think she hit it because they were like cutting to her face, and she's like looking at. She had like a very suspicious look on her face. I don't know if that is actually the case, but that's what I was getting from that scene. So she doesn't like him, and then Sully is trying to get her to realize that he's a good person, and he is their stepson, and she starts to finally come around. But then Sully later on in the movie realizes that they're going to keep coming for Spider
Yep.
because now
He can
he's
breathe.
you can breathe on the planet, and they're going to try to, I guess,
Capitalize on it.
capitalize on that so they can breathe on the planet. So he thinks to protect his people, he needs to kill him.
It was an interesting dynamic because they really switched. It went from his wife wanting to kill him, then to him wanting to kill him, and then the
Yeah,
wife changes her mind, so she tries to go stop it, but luckily she changes his mind as well.
yeah. So yeah, I thought that was a powerful scene. Um, and we just touched on it, but there's the scene where Spider gains his ability to breathe earlier in the movie. Uh, Kiri, the Sigourney Weaver character, um, who has this connection to Awa.
Hmm.
Essentially, I guess the she's the daughter of Awa, right? So there's some Christian parallels there. She's a Jesus figure, I think, in the movie.
Did that bother you?
No, no. So what does sort of bother me is it doesn't necessarily bother me, but it reminds me of some criticism over some of the more recent Star Wars movies
Mm.
where there's always new things that the Force can do. So some people are, saying like, what are the limits of the Force? What are the rules of the Force? And I think that same criticism could be lodged at Awa in the Avatar movies. Like, now she can bring people back to life. She can make people breathe on a
Yeah,
planet
what
that.
are the limits?
What are the limits? What are the rules? It doesn't really bother me, but I could see it bothering some
No,
some people. What do you think of that?
no, it doesn't bother me as well. I mean, people, I could see the Star Wars getting more attached to it, but it's just like, just come on, people. You're here to watch a movie. Just
Suspend your disbelief. It's
exactly.
all ridiculous. Well, if you think about it too much, it is all ridiculous.
One quick scene I wanted to talk about was the ending scene where the main villain um, jumps off potentially to his death, but
Yeah.
he's not going to die. Something's going to happen,
If
right?
you don't see it, that's the rules of
Yep.
cinema. If you don't see it, if it's not kill confirmed, he's not dead.
Even in TV, how many times I've had arguments with people like, oh, I can't believe they killed off this character. I'm like, did you see the death? No, you didn't. Stay tuned until next episode or stay tuned to the next movie. But they kind of like slow playing his arc. Like I
Yeah.
wanted, I wanted to see the major change potentially. Like either kill him off, like he's never going to be good, or let's just see the change. But whatever they want to save it. Looks like for the fourth movie now.
Yeah, if the fourth movie happens, which there's some suggestion that it might not happen. It depends
It
on
will
how.
happen. It's all marketing. He's trying to get people to go see this movie to make even more money, so then they can film it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that, he didn't die. He's going to be coming back. And his girlfriend, I guess, or whatever, that Ash leader, I think I don't even remember what happened to her, but that's unresolved as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. They didn't really show her at the end, right? The
Right.
ending was kind of abrupt.
It
Right?
was a bit abrupt.
It goes from that, the end of the battle in a sense, to what's it called? Kiri being welcomed. Not Kiri. It was Spider, right?
Spiders being welcomed into the tribe.
Yep, into the tribe.
Yeah, which is a good scene.
It was good, but it just felt like it happened too quickly, and they put a nice bow into it.
Yeah.
And that was my criticism. The last act, I just wanted something different. I
Okay.
mean,
I mean, there were definite similarities to the second movie.
it
One,
was nice though. Sorry to interrupt. It was nice though that the other son was able to redeem himself and convince the fish tribe, whatever they are, the big fish, to finally be aggressive and defend. Right. So that was a good arc for
yeah,
that.
I mean, that was brutal when those things were jumping out onto the boats and like biting people's arms off and stuff. That was really
Yeah.
cool. And when Kiri like connects with Awa, and like she needs the help of Spider and I think Loak as well. It reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy at the end when they're all like holding hands.
Mm,
It felt very much like that. But then she gets Awa on her side it asks her what to do and she says kill everyone, kill all the sky people. I was like, whoa, that's pretty brutal. And then all these fish creatures started like jumping onto the boats and like brutally killing all the people.
yeah.
It was almost like it could have been in a horror movie. That was cool though.
Yeah. And I'll give them that.
And the one other thing I wanted to mention that I alluded to in the non-spoiler section which is kind of creepy. All these scenes are filmed with motion capture. So
Hmm.
like Sam Worthington, Sigourney Weaver, they put all these dots on their faces, and then they film them doing all the lines, and then they add the computer graphics. So you remember
Yeah.
there's a scene where Kiri and Spider kiss?
Yes.
So Sigourney Weaver, she
Oh,
kissed that boy on the lips.
ooh,
Isn't that fucking weird? And that kid he's 21 now, but I
he's a big
believe,
gamer.
but the movie was filmed 8 years ago. I think he was like 13 when the movie was filmed.
Oh, geez, huge gap.
Yeah. So that's
Now
pretty,
we're gonna find out they're dating now.
that's pretty weird. Anything else you want to talk about spoiler wise?
I was gonna say, who's your favorite character in this movie?
Honestly, I think it's Spider. I thought there's the most depth to his character. A very likable character. He always makes the right choices. In terms of good guy, he's my favorite. And I like the bad guys, Quaritch and that female character that they introduced. Very compelling villain. So I think those three would be my favorite.
Yeah, I think Spider had a huge role in the second one too, right? I think
Yeah.
no, he's done a really good job, the actor portraying this character.
Apparently,
But
a lot of people don't like him though. I thought he's good.
no,
I
I
thought he
liked him.
does a good job.
No, he did. I could be wrong, but he drops his father's tags, right? When he escapes, he doesn't keep
Yes,
them.
correct. He uses the tag. He just wanted the tags to escape.
Yeah, but it just I don't know. I wasn't thrilled with that decision. I would have still kept them. But I guess he's trying to show that he gives no shits about his father, right?
Right. He doesn't regard him as his real father.
Yeah, to him he's dead. But I don't know. I didn't really like that choice, just seeing him drop it. But it is what it is. Because he doesn't find it, does he? Or does he find it? The father? Does the father go and see that they're there?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So like I don't know. It just something was missing. Something was off.
All right, Sid, let's try to keep this episode at a reasonable length. So
Yeah, we're almost done.
why don't we get into our verdict?
You go first this time.
I'm giving another truly love to see it. I had an awesome time watching this movie. It was just it's an experience that you just don't get going to the movies unless you're going to see a James Cameron movie. It was awesome. I had a blast with it.
Again, I already asked you this before, but so wait, how many stars? So
I'd probably give it 4.5 stars.
okay, so you truly love to see it 4.5 stars. Make sure you update your letterbox.
Yeah, I'm behind on that. I got to do that.
You got to do it. We got to be consistent, Mike. But again, like I asked earlier, if you didn't watch this in 3D, what do you think you would have rated this?
Yeah, probably 3.5 or 4.
Okay.
I think I still would have liked it, but it wasn't this. I don't think it would have been the same.
Yeah. So for me, I'd give it 3. So I'd give it you love to see it.
Okay.
Not truly. You love to see it. Like I didn't dislike it. And I think 3 is still in that scale.
Yes, it is. It is.
So again, I think I made a mistake. I should have saw this in 3D. I just needed a better third act.
I think it's a totally valid criticism of the movie. I don't think you're off base there at all. I just think that uh, I mean, there's so much going on that I was having a blast. So even though it was a bit repetitive, it didn't bother me personally.
Okay, well, good. That's another review in the books.
Awesome, Sid. It was really fun talking about this movie with you. What do we got coming up?
So I already talked about it earlier, really briefly, but this week I'm seeing Marty Supreme, which some are saying is one of the best, if not best, movie of the year.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it. You know, what's his name? The actor in this movie, he might finally win Best Actor.
Timmy, right? Timmy
Yeah,
Chalamet.
Yep. So really pumped to see
He's
that.
dating an Armenian girl, right?
He is. You know, he's kind of like me.
Or is she Armenian? I guess she's not, right?
I don't know.
Who are her parents? It's the I don't know. She's a Kardashian adjacent person, right?
Yeah, she may not be because the mom. I don't think. Wait,
I
there's
think the father was the father of Kim is Armenian.
Armenian.
I don't know if the mother is.
I forget.
Whatever, but yeah, that's who he's dating. Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme. Looking forward to it. We're gonna have that review for you guys next week.
See you guys then.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
Later.